Hey, what's going on, everybody? Live, I'm running Financial Fitness Friday solo. All right. Want to go into a couple things that are really going to help you guys, especially as it pertains to thought process. So, the one thing I want to touch on, right? Everyone thinks that assets, what are assets, right? Things that you own that have value. So, your home, your business, vehicles, money, gold, cryptocurrency. But what are some intangible assets that you have? Okay. What is your most valuable asset, your most precious asset? It's time. Okay. People don't understand that, right? Time is definitely fleeting. And a lot of people, some of you guys act like you guys have all day to accomplish it. Some of you guys act like, you're not going to die. And I can tell you, right, as someone that has definitely been reconsidering a lot of personal things and gotten closer to God. We're all going to die, right? We all have limited time, and I think one of my biggest pet peeves lately has been protecting my time. And I actually did a podcast on this, and I just did it last week. Excuse me, I've got to close my door because my team doesn't realize that I'm on my Financial Fitness Friday show. And yes, this is the internal workings of the office. Okay. But what is your most precious, and valuable resource is your time, right? So you got to protect it. You got to use it wisely. So many people don't accomplish what they want to accomplish because they don't protect that asset, right? So many people get distracted. That's why if you know me and you've known me for any length of time, especially the last 3 years, I live and die by my calendar. All right. And this has been something that has allowed me to be way more, and when I mean way more productive, I mean by leaps and bounds more productive. I can show it in the company growth. I can show it in my growth. I can show it in my earnings. And basically what that means is if it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. Okay. I leave X amount of time open for people to book time with me. And then if that doesn't occur, I give everything else to my team. And that's been a very, very valuable strategy, valuable lesson that I've incorporated. And why is because I try not to waste my time, especially I try not to waste my time during, workable hours. When I consider workable hours, 8 a.m. to, let's say, 7 p.m., right? Then you mix in family life, right? Coaching, working with, hanging out with my kids, which that to me is the most precious and valuable thing I have. And it's allowed me to build a much better lifestyle, a lifestyle that I'm really, really proud of. And it's allowed me to help a lot more people too, because I'm not as distracted, right? So let's talk about how do you protect your time. One, I definitely recommend that you have some type of system. And when I say some type of system, the easiest thing to do is set up a Google Calendar and use Calendly. Okay. Hey, Justine. So that's one way to do that. Set up a calendar, live and die by the calendar. And by the way, you don't have to open up all your available working hours. All right. Because I can't field calls all day. I have a company to run and I have other things I have to do in between. So what I do is before I open up the calendar, I set everything up rigidly where I know what exactly I'm working on. Now, do I leave a little bit of space in between? Absolutely, because you never know when an emergency is going to pop up. All right. Do I leave a little bit of time to myself so I can either eat or take a break? Yes, I do. All right. That's pretty important. But for the most part, my meals are all pre-made during the week, and I just heat it up, eat at my desk. And guess what? That habit and these habits have developed where everybody on my team actually does this. So we're all very, very productive. And as a whole, everybody that works with me and around me has learned these patterns, right? And it makes everybody better, which is, again, what we're striving for. You want to make everybody around you better. You look at all the greatest athletes, Gretzky, the Mannings, they made everybody around them better. And it's not open for debate. You can like him, hate him, even Brady. And as a Jets fan, I'll say this: he made everybody around him way better. Jordan made everybody around him better. I'm not comparing myself to them. I'm just saying I want to make everybody that's around me better, and this is one of the ways to do it. Okay, so time management. The other thing that you guys can do, depending on how dedicated you are, and I did this a lot when we were in startup mode. And by the way, I still feel like I'm in startup mode. All right, I'm being real with you. Multiple seven-figure company, approaching 8, and I feel like I'm in startup mode. All right, so I don't think I'll ever not feel like I'm in startup mode. By the way, you could call it what's it called, imposter syndrome or anything like that. But I can truly tell you, for me personally, I will always feel like I am in startup mode. So one of the things that I used to do is I used to carve out time when I knew my kids weren't going to be up, when my wife was sleeping. All right. And I will still do this. Like and the reason this is top of mind is I'm probably going to do it this weekend because I have a lot of projects that I want to knock out. And the other thing I want to do, I actually have been very, very laid back when it comes to learning AI. I've had my team learn it. I haven't learned it. And that's a shitty thing to do as a leader. And that is just a shower thought that hit me late last night. Rob Cressy sent me some stuff. I'm going to be going through that because that was a gift. And I want to be appreciative of that gift. Right. So this weekend, what I'm going to do is I know what my family schedule is. And so I'm going to either probably early Saturday morning, once I get after I get done with my workout, I'm going to come to the office and probably sit here by myself for about 2-3 hours and just knock out some of these projects I've been waiting on. I also do it late at night too, right? If I know they're sleeping. And why do I do this? Because usually when you find time like that, it's some of the most pure, uninterrupted time that you can have. And I say that because like when I'm running a company, you guys just saw, like I was at my desk and I had to go in the media room because I hear everybody in the background. All right. Well, that doesn't stop. Like I have an open door policy. So I'm not going to change that policy. And I'll tell you, like when people come in, I want to be able to help them. But when I'm here and no one else is here, my level of productivity is through the roof. All right. And I'm telling you guys this because I want you to learn from what I'm doing well and honestly learn from some of my mistakes. Like Justine, you're right. Like you have to be able to learn this stuff. And if you don't learn about AI, I'm going to tell you guys, I hate AI. Like personally, I hate everything about it. I think we are absolutely going down a horrible path. This is a time I could rant on this for probably 2 or 3 days. And I don't even have to mention people not watching Terminator because that's fairly obvious. And I'm at a point where I feel like if you do not learn it, you are going to be left behind. All right. I do think it's as big as what happened in the 90s with the internet and every other technology you could think of. And I think that I will always use it ethically. Okay. We're about 13 months into a build out here. Okay. But that build out, all I did was help with the framework. I do not understand the technology well enough. I've been reading a lot of books on it, but reading and understanding theory, okay, about it and understanding frameworks is not the same as actually utilizing it and using it successful. And so my thought on this, when I say I am going to use it, I'm going to use it ethically. Let me explain the two differences, okay? Because this is big. Because I would not support companies that would use it unethically, okay? If I replace my entire sales team with AI, that is me using it unethically. Why am I saying that? Well, because people need jobs. Okay. You need to employ people. That's the part of being an entrepreneur. You have to employ people. And you have to give back to the communities that you serve. However, if I don't use AI, I'm going to be left behind. I understand that, right? So what is the happy medium, the balance of that? Well, there are functions of AI that can really help. What do I mean by that? AI can handle most of the front end conversations with clients and sort them into buckets and get them the right paperwork, the right documents, and follow up with them. Okay. They can do all that collecting and send it to one of my advisors. All right. That part of it I love. And that's absolutely what we're building out right now. And I have no problem saying that. And I will let you guys know when you can see it, when you can actually touch it and go through it. Yeah, Jason, 100%, brother. He's saying AI assisted employees are the holy grail. It is. I mean, so basically what that's going to do is that's going to enhance every advisor I have. It's going to enhance their job because instead of working through, let's say, 100 clients a month each, now they can actually work through and get to, maybe 400. And that is ethical. Why is that ethical? Because we are helping more people. We're making a larger impact. And every single one of my guys has the opportunity to make more money with the AI. Okay. And because they're making more money, I can go out and hire more people for that role. Right. And guess what? When I'm hiring people for that role, it's also going to create more jobs because we're going to need more people on the back end. Right. And so this whole thing is very much interconnected, but that's ethical. Okay. What would, in my opinion, what wouldn't be ethical would be having the AI do the entire thing. First off, I don't want to talk to robots. I'm just going to be real with you. All right. And if Terminator comes in, comes back or is launched and he sees this video, come at me. It is what it is. I don't want to do that. All right. I would want, if I was applying for financing, I want to speak to a human, a person that cares, a person that shows empathy. All right. And depending on what books you read on AI, it's actually kind of crazy where they're at with it. But if you guys want to list the books, I'll give them to you. I've been ripping through them. And this is kind of what we're doing, right? And why am I saying this? Let's go back to the beginning. We want to protect our time, okay? Our most valuable asset, our most valuable resource is our time, okay? So this enhances this. This allows you to do more. It allows you to serve at a higher level. And so, guys, the beginning of this, protect your time. Use a calendar. Have structure within your day. Leave a little bit of time for emergencies and yourself because it does happen. And then think of ways to enhance everything that you're doing. Right? I really appreciate you guys tuning in. These Friday and Monday shows are quick hits. All right. So just do me a favor. Share this with someone that needs to hear it. I appreciate you guys. And I'll catch you guys on Monday. Take care.